Welcome to this deep dive into Nejla Yatkin's Ouroboros. You're here to learn about the national tour, right? And the idea is driving this really interactive solo performance.
Yeah, and 2024 is the year of the snake. What a perfect time to be exploring Ouroboros, don't you think?
Totally. So Ouroboros is inspired by that ancient image, the snake eating its own tail. It really digs into these big ideas, transformation, interconnectedness, like how everything's cyclical.
It's fascinating using that ancient symbol to explore these themes in a contemporary way. How did that translate into the actual performance and movement?
I'm curious too. So Ouroboros actually started with a poem. Yatkin received it during the COVID lockdown. It was like a channeled poem. The poem's not in the performance directly, but its essence is woven in.
Interesting. Makes you wonder how that period of isolation, all that introspection, maybe even influenced the creative process.
Absolutely. And Yatkin's background plays a big role too. Her nomadic heritage from Anatolia.
Right. Those traditions, all those gatherings, storytelling, dancing, singing, those are all deeply a part of Ouroboros.
Exactly. And they actually show up in the interactive parts of the performance, which I'm super intrigued by. Could you tell us more about that?
So she doesn't want that separation, that wall between performer and audience. Yatkin actually uses elements to break that down. Like, for example, the circular staging. That comes directly from those Anatolian traditions. It makes the space more intimate. Everyone's included. Like those communal gatherings. Creates a shared experience between the performer and the audience.
So it's not just watching a dance, you're part of it.
Exactly. And that ties into another big thing with Ouroboros. The paradoxes. See, on one hand, dance is central to Yatkin's culture. But then on the other hand, there are these societal restrictions, on women dancing publicly.
Oh, wow. That's a tough one. How does the performance deal with that paradox?
From what I've read, she doesn't shy away from it, not at all. Ouroboros acknowledges the constraints, but still celebrates the power of movement and expression.
It's a tough balance.
It is.
It seems like Ouroboros is as much about personal exploration as it is about cultural commentary, huh?
Absolutely. And that takes us to another key theme, the cyclical nature of life and death. Ouroboros challenges that whole idea that they're opposites. Instead, it presents them as interconnected, part of a continuous cycle, just like that snake forever eating its tail.
That's such a powerful image. It really gets to the heart of that Ouroboros symbol, doesn't it? I'd love to hear more about that historically.
The Ouroboros. Oh, it's ancient, appears in all sorts of cultures. Often it's a serpent, sometimes a dragon swallowing its tail, and it represents that eternal cycle, creation, destruction, life, death, and then rebirth. That idea that endings are beginnings, everything is connected in this ongoing transformation.
Wow. It does sound like the perfect symbol for a performance that's exploring transformation, interconnectedness, all of that.
It really is, and especially now, with 2024 being the year of the snake, it feels like Ouroboros is meant to be in the spotlight.
Completely agree. So we've talked about the themes, the symbolism, but I'm curious about the performance itself. What about the music, costumes, the set design?
Okay, so Ouroboros has original musical compositions, and those are woven in with live music too. Creates a really dynamic soundscape.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, and it uses a whole tapestry of languages, English, German, Turkish, and even American Sign Language.
Wow, including ASL is such a great way to make it accessible to more people.
It is. And visually, the costumes, designed by Katrin Schnabl, they're striking, really add a whole other layer of depth and meaning, too, to the choreography.
And how about the set design? Does that play a big part in creating the atmosphere?
Absolutely. The set, it's designed by Delena Bradley, and it works together with that circular staging. So it creates this really immersive environment. It's meant to pull you in, the audience, make you feel like you're a part of it, not just watching.
So, compelling themes, innovative staging, visually stunning. It sounds like Ouroboros is truly a multi-sensory experience.
It really is.
Okay, so let's talk about that national tour. I know you're excited to see it live.
Oh yeah, super excited. It kicks off in February 2025, and it's going to a bunch of major cities.
Give our listener all those details. Where can they see Ouroboros?
So first stop is Evanston, Illinois. Performances at Studio 5, February 28th and March 1st. Then to Dance Place in Washington, D.C., March 14th and 15th. After that, Boston. The Dance Complex, March 22nd and 23rd. And then south to Tampa, Florida. Stageworks Theater, March 28th to the 30th. And finally, Houston, Texas, The Ensemble Theater, April 4th and 5th.
Wow, that's quite the tour. It's great to see Ouroboros reaching such a wide audience, and I hear it's already getting rave reviews.
Yeah. Reviews have been fantastic. They're praising the performance's universality, the way it impacts people emotionally, and how Yatkin connects with the audience, like on a really deep level. One critic even called it magical, saying that Yatkin tells tales and creates worlds with these understated images.
So anyone listening who's interested in seeing Ouroboros live, all the tour details are on Nejla Yatkin's website, www.ny2dance.com.
It's an experience that will stay with you, even after it's over. As we wrap up our deep dive into Ouroboros, I want to leave you with one last thought to think about. That's a really powerful thought, To consider all of that, I think Ouroboros gives us this unique chance, especially now, being the year of the snake, to really reflect on that idea. When we immerse ourselves in it, all that symbolism, the movement, the experience we share, it's like we're being confronted by the cyclical nature of our own existence, right?
It's true. It's like Ouroboros gives us this new way of seeing our own journeys.
Mm-hmm.
Endings are often just beginnings, disguised. And even when things feel uncertain, there's this deeper order, this rhythm that connects us all.
Yeah. And when we embrace those paradoxes, the tension that Yatkin shows us so well, maybe we can find some peace, acceptance too, With all the changes life throws at us, it reminds us that we're all part of something bigger. This constant flow, transformation, it goes beyond time, beyond space.
So to anyone listening, if you get the chance to see Ouroboros during this tour, do it. It's not just about seeing amazing art, it's about engaging with these ideas personally.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe you'll come away with a whole new sense of purpose and a deeper understanding of where you fit in this grand cycle of existence. All the info about the tour, Nejla Yatkin's work, it's all at www.ny2dance.com.
It is. Thank you for joining us on the deep dive. We hope it's been enlightening, maybe even a little bit transformative for you.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.